The champion of Spanish football has returned to the pitch.
Just such an exciting team to watch. Hansi Flick has got them playing this kind of attacking, aggressive, fun brand of football, because that was the other thing, and I'm sure you saw the same thing. When you watch Barcelona play, it almost can't fail to bring a smile to your face when you see them enjoying themselves. They've added Marcus Rashford to the equation, which I think is an absolutely brilliant signing.
And the atmosphere across La Liga just changed completely.
I do think it is going to be a titanic battle between these two this season. I can't see, there was a period last season, wasn't there, where Atletico Madrid were in the title race, but I think this season it is going to be a real slugfest between Real Madrid and Barcelona, going back and forth. And
Barcelona didn't just win against Mallorca, they sent a chilling reminder of what they are capable of.
For Hansi Flick, if he can keep his players fit, keep them happy, then there's no reason why they can't go and win the treble.
The kind of reminder that echoes like thunder, a warning shot to every rival that dares to dream of the title.
And I think if they have that real positive start to the season, lay down the marker to Real Madrid and almost say to them, we don't care what you got up to in the summer, you've got a great manager, you've got great players, but we're going to focus on our own business. Real Madrid are going to have to be up for the fight this season.
Because when Lamine Yamal is on the field, football looks unfair. One goal, one assist, and even forcing a red card in his very first La Liga match of the season. He is only 18 years old, and yet he bends matches to his will like a player forged in fire.
Yeah, it's like this sometimes. You don't want to bother him. Yeah. Even though if you go, he still beats you, man. If you stay, he still beat it anyway. You know, the last goal he scored was incredible. The first half, it's such a joy to play with him. He's getting more mature. He's getting physically even better, even quicker. And of course, to have him in our team is a pleasure.
And then there's Rafinha, unleashed by Hansi Flick in a new central role, suddenly dictating play, connecting lines, turning into the heart of a machine built to destroy. Alejandro Balde rampaging down the flank, his chaos incarnate, a blur of speed that Mallorca simply couldn't contain. Ferran Torres scored a goal that stood on the scoreboard, but truth be told, it never should have counted. And still, the finish was amazing. Pedri, the quiet magician, once again made the game flow on his terms. Each touch a brushstroke, each pass a dagger.
And he's someone who sits. He doesn't necessarily have to push himself forward. His passing ability is exquisite.
Even Joan Garcia, on his debut, played with the courage of a veteran, denying Mallorca despite dislocating a finger in the process.
At the beginning, everyone had doubts about us, after a lot of changes, the manager. But I think even though we are a pretty young squad, we are pretty experienced. Of course, last season reaching semi-finals of Champions League, that knockout, it hurt us. So I think it's even more energy for this season.
But the story of this night wasn't only about brilliance, it was also about shadows. From the bench, Olmo, Gavi and Rashford came in with fire, but couldn't tip the balance. Their impact felt more in energy than in execution. And then there's Ronald Araujo, reckless, clumsy, looking less like a defender and more like a woodcutter, swinging wildly in dangerous territory.
Yeah. He doesn't need to do that, but as I said...
Hansi Flick saw it all, every spark and every flaw. And when the final whistle blew, the 3 points were secured. But the German wasn't smiling.
Man stuck in the rafters on a Real Mallorca.
Because he knows this wasn't Barcelona at full power. He knows his team showed only 50% of what they can do.
Not so many space there, but at the end we have 3 points. 3 points. We are happy, but I know also that we have to work on some situations, but we have to make better.
And that is what makes this night so terrifying. If this was Barcelona at half capacity, what happens when they unleash the other half? La Liga has been warned. The storm is only beginning. Welcome to the 2025-26 season of Football Club Barcelona, the second campaign under Hansi Flick, the man who turned this team into a powerhouse feared all across Europe.
La verdad para mí me cambió prácticamente todo. Como he dicho en otras ocasiones en entrevistas que me iba del club antes de empezar la temporada y el míster fue súper importante para mi cambio de pensamiento, para quedarme en el club y bueno, me pasa toda la confianza posible para hacer todo lo que estoy haciendo y para mí, como he dicho, me ha cambiado todo, me ha cambiado prácticamente la carrera. Estoy haciendo mi mejor carrera desde que empecé en el fútbol y lo debo todo a él.
This is the season where Lamine Yamal, now 18 years old, takes on the legendary number 10 shirt.
Para llevar esta camiseta no vale con jugar bien. Algunos marcaron historia. Otros se divertían jugando. Y esto es lo mejor que he visto. ¿Y esa? ¿A verla? Voy a darlo todo, te lo prometo. Voy a hacer mi propia historia.
The same number worn by Ronaldinho and Messi, a shirt that carries weight, pressure and magic. Yamal is ready to honour it with goals, assists and unforgettable nights, proving he's not a promise anymore, he's the real deal. It's also the season of Gavi's return.
Es cierto lo que dices. Mucha gente se cree que no sé jugar a fútbol. No tengo ni puta idea. Pero es verdad. Pero bueno, es entendible. Al final es fútbol, ¿no? Cada uno piensa lo que quiere y está bien. Está bien.
The warrior who overcame injury, now here to remind the world that his heart and his talent beat together for Barcelona. The season where youngsters like Torrents, Dro Fernandez and others will rise, showing that La Masia never stops, it always steps up. The season where Joan Garcia and Marcus Rashford will feel what it truly means to wear these colours, and why every player who joins Barca falls in love with this badge. Welcome to the season where all of Spain is chasing the champion, where Real Madrid, wounded by last year's humiliation of losing all 5 Clásicos, comes back hungry for revenge. The season where Pedri will prove once again that his talent is non-negotiable and that he's the last true genius of midfield football. The season where Pau Cubarsí takes on the responsibility of a legend, leading the backline after the departure of Íñigo Martínez. The season of the grand return to Camp Nou. The stadium opens its doors again, carrying the fresh memory of glory and the ambition to repeat or even surpass the treble.
For now, the sound of machinery replaces chants, but soon those chants will echo here once again. And now, as the sun rises over Les Corts, the stadium's transformation shines. Fresh seating glistens under the daylight.
The season where Barcelona will break chains on magical Champions League nights, lift the trophy again, and reclaim the throne that belongs to Europe's greatest club. The season where Rafinha will prove he wasn't just a one-hit wonder, but that his Ballon d'Or level season is his new reality. Welcome to the season where this team will sweat for the badge like never before and prove to the world that this isn't just a group of stars, it's a generational team. The stage was set in Saint-Moi. Everyone expected a hot, fiery battle on the pitch, but the heat came from somewhere else entirely. In the middle of August, Mallorca's burning sun already had fans and players questioning the kickoff time. But in the end, the home side left the stadium furious for a completely different reason. Hansi Flick's Barcelona stepped onto the field in their trademark 4-2-3-1. Joan Garcia stood in goal, with Eric Garcia on the right, the lumberjack Ronald Araujo and Pau Cubarsí in central defence, and Alejandro Balde flying up the left. In midfield, Frenkie de Jong and Pedri controlled everything like clockwork. Ahead of them, Lamine Yamal on the right wing, Fermin Lopez as the 10, Rafinha tucking inside from the left, and Ferran Torres leading the line. From the very first whistle, Barca looked like they had never gone on vacation. Their rhythm was sharp, their pressing relentless, and their football once again made the fans believe they could chase everything this season. And it didn't take long. Lamine Yamal, wearing the number 10 with swagger, shredded Mojica down the wing. One perfect cross, and Rafinha was there to finish. 1-0 Barcelona.
Lamine Yamal, centro de Lamine, buena para Rafinha, gol! ¡Qué fácil!
Son Moi silenced. Mallorca responded bravely. Vedat Muriqi and Sergi Darder found openings, but Joan Garcia, despite carrying the pain of a finger injury, stood tall and denied them.
Pero se queda ahí el Mallorca, con todo Darder, ataca Mateo Morey, Muriqi, ¿dónde estaba ubicado Joan Garcia?
Then came the chaos, minute 23. A thunderous shot from Lamine smashed into Railo's face, dropping the Mallorca captain to the ground.
Lamine hacia el medio, se pasa Torre, le pegó Lamine. Antonio Raillo se interpone y quedó knockout.
The whistle never came. Every player froze except one. Ferran Torres pounced, sent a rocket into the top corner and made it 2-0. The goal stood.
Ferran, teniendo que parar el juego, ahí está Ferran, le pegó Ferran, gol!
Mallorca's players exploded in protest. Their captain was on the ground, the protocol was clear. Yet the referee let play continue. Barca argued it wasn't that serious, Mallorca felt betrayed, but the scoreboard told the story. 2-0. The controversy rattled Mallorca. In less than 10 minutes, they self-destructed. Morlanes, already on a yellow for protesting, hacked down Lamine Yamal on a breakaway. Red card.
Lamine lanzado al ataque, ingresando al área, era una acción prometedora, no hay ninguna duda de la amarilla. Fíjense acá. Acción amarilla, claramente.
Sí.
Then Muriqi, desperate to spark a comeback, kicked Joan Garcia in the head. At first a yellow, then VAR upgraded it to a straight red, down to 9.
Es cuanto menos una jugada de acción. Sí, te digo. Sí. No, para mí es roja esto.
The stadium boiled over again when Rafinha escaped a red card himself for a brutal tackle on Mateo Jaume. Tensions were at maximum.
Fuerte Rafinha.
And when the match seemed to be drifting to a quiet close, Lamine Yamal lit it on fire. Booed, insulted, provoked, he took it personally. One dazzling run, one ruthless strike, and then the celebration, the crown. I'm the king, 3-0.
They know what he's going to do. They can't stop him doing it. They just can't stop him doing it. Time and time again.
Barcelona left Son Moi with 3 points, 2 expulsions in their favour, and one chilling message for the rest of La Liga. This team can destroy you in 90 minutes, and they don't even need to play at full power. Now let's talk about what nobody dares to say about Barca's win over Mallorca. As we said before, this was a hard game to analyse because of the 2 red cards for Mallorca. And let's be clear, we know exactly what's coming. A wave of frustrated Madrid fans screaming, "Robbery in Mallorca." Obviously, Ferran Torres' goal should not have stood. Player safety must always come first, and the ref completely missed that. But here's the truth. The perception of robbery is false. Barca were already dominating, already winning, and the 2 red cards were crystal clear. One was a brutal foul, the other a textbook second yellow. The referee got one call wrong and another one absolutely right. And let's be honest, Barcelona would have won this match even without Ferran's controversial goal. Why? First, Lamine Yamal is simply unstoppable. He toyed with Mallorca's defence all night. He delivered an assist, provoked a red card, and sealed the game with a golazo. The crazy part is, everyone knew what he was going to do on that play. You could read his body position. You could see him cutting inside towards the penalty spot, delaying his shot to open the angle. The 3 defenders knew it, and they still couldn't stop him. Just like with Messi back in the day, the rivals knew what was coming, but it didn't matter. Second, this team has endless variations. Eric Garcia and Fermin Lopez started, and they didn't miss a beat. Rafinha was brilliant, playing more central while Balde covered the entire flank. And yet, Flick still overloaded the right-hand side. That flexibility makes Barca unpredictable, and that is one of the hardest things to achieve in football. Credit to Flick for building that. But it wasn't all perfect. Flick needs to fix 2 issues. First, Andreas Christensen has to get back in shape, because Ronald Araujo is not the answer for Barcelona's defensive system. In a game this easy defensively, Araujo still looked late to every duel and gave away stupid fouls.
Otra vez siguiéndolo hasta campo rival. Ronald.
If he can't shine in a simple match like this, why should anyone believe he'll do it in the big nights? Second, the mental side. Barca were actually playing better 11 versus 11. This was shaping up to be a 4-5, even 6-0 demolition. But after all the chaos, the team mentally dropped. They lost focus, slowed down, and only Yamal's brilliance gave them the third goal. A match that should have been a statement turned into a casual win. Flick needs to hammer this point. Wearing the Barca shirt means never losing that hunger, even when the game feels easy. When it comes to individual performances, we need to start with Rafinha. The Brazilian was Barca's biggest statistical surprise last season. He delivered an insane year with 34 goals and 25 assists numbers that put him among the most decisive players in all of Europe.
But Rafinha, to me, has been excellent. He's been a class above what I thought he could potentially reach. Scoring goals, yes, of course, we understand he's a goal scorer this season. The assists and also the team player that he has been and the leader that he's actually pushed this group forward. And including the youngster Lamine Yamal, who's looking on the other wing and seeing a Rafinha every single time, never giving up on plays, always going 1v1, always trying to get past, always making the right run. Obviously has had a number of opportunities to multiply his goals. But to me, Rafinha's been the real standout performer.
He became one of Flick's cornerstones, not just on the pitch, but also in the locker room, and he looks determined to keep that role. Against Mallorca, he wasted no time. He scored Barca's first official goal of the season. Mallorca tried to sit deep to close all the doors, but Rafinha found a way to sniff out danger.
To one or two challenges. They played it quite cleverly in this second.
Flick used him on the left wing, and he was a nightmare to defend sharp passes, intelligent movement, and constant runs that ripped open space. Few attackers in La Liga read the game like he does. When you link up with him, chances almost always end in goals. His connection with Lamine Yamal was lethal. The teenager spotted the gap, slipped him the perfect ball, and Rafinha finished it like a striker in his prime. Clean, precise, brilliant. It was the kind of goal that screams confidence and reminds everyone that even if his early years at Barca were inconsistent, this version of Rafinha is cold-blooded. In the second half, he didn't stop. He hit the post, created chaos, and had two more huge chances. With Mallorca down to 9 and sitting deep, he was still the main attacking spark, the one player trying to push the tempo when everyone else eased off. And here's the context. He came into this season hungry. Pre-season was quiet, with only one goal against Como in the Joan Garcia trophy. He needed this match to show he's still the same force as last year. First real chance, he buried it. Yes, Barca brought in Rashford to create competition, but Flick clearly still trusts Rafinha, and for good reason. Rashford looked uncomfortable in his debut, while Rafinha looked like an MVP. His challenge now is to keep that killer edge, to keep turning games into points, and points into trophies. In Mallorca, we saw the leader version of Rafinha again, one goal down, and you just know there are plenty more to come. Now we need to talk about Joan Garcia's performance, because it was nothing short of spectacular.
Charge here, this time there's no collision.
Yes, Barca only faced one official shot on target against Mallorca, but every single time Garcia was called into action, he delivered with authority. He came off his line to cut out crosses, closed down space like a veteran, and showed the kind of confidence you expect from a goalkeeper born for big moments.
Exchange, Atletico Madrid. Garcia has to perform a few heroics there.
His talent is exciting, his presence reassuring, and right now, he feels like the perfect man to guard Barca's net. But his debut wasn't just about calm saves, it was also about courage. From the very start, the night was tough. During warm-ups, he already gave the bench a scare with a knock to his left hand, and in the first half, disaster almost struck. Muriqi came charging in with studs up, catching Garcia brutally in the face. The clash left the keeper with a massive swelling on his right cheekbone, the kind of mark that tells a story. For a moment, everyone held their breath. Garcia could have been forced off. He could have suffered a cut, or worse, something serious that ended his night. Instead, he stood back up, shook it off, and carried on like a warrior. No dramatic collapse, no panic, just resilience. It was his first official game in a Barcelona shirt, and he left with more than just a clean sheet. He left with proof. Proof that he has the toughness to go with his talent. Proof that, even when the blows come, literally, he's ready to take them and keep going. Joan Garcia's debut wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. Starting a new season is never easy. The heat of August, new signings still finding their rhythm, and the lack of sharpness after pre-season usually means slow starts. Players need time, teams need time. Great performances, both collective and individual, don't normally show up in week one. But then, there's Lamine Yamal. He doesn't care about logic, he doesn't care about theories. He just steps on the pitch and writes his own script. At Sonmois, in nearly 40-degree heat, the 18-year-old took the ball and went straight at Mojica, Railo, Leo Roman, anyone who dared stand in front of him. He bullied them, he dominated them, he made Mallorca look small. Physically, he's stronger than last season. Mentally, sharper. And with a number 10 on his back, a shirt worn by Ronaldinho and Messi, he looks like he was born for it. There's no hesitation anymore, just pure confidence. Flick himself said after the game, "From what I see in training, he's motivated, and in matches he fights, he defends, he plays. I'm happy for him. That's coach speak for. This kid is untouchable." If Yamal keeps this motivation alive, every left back in Europe is in trouble. The gap is already huge, and he's only 18. And make no mistake, this Barca isn't just about one player. The summer work shows. The team looks connected, solid, carrying the energy of last season's treble. The ceiling, gigantic. They have the most dangerous attack in Europe with the best player in the world leading it. But there's still one weak spot, the mental side, and the stability of Ronald Araujo. If that's fixed, this team isn't just scary, it's unstoppable. Barcelona have opened the season like champions. With Yamal shining, Gavi back, Rafinha hungry, and Flick steering the ship, the message is clear. This isn't just another season. This is a statement. See you next time.